This should be where Kokomi said to meet. Do you still remember this place? Paimon remembers. That was back when you did your stint as cat. Things on the island must have changed though.
If the enemy outnumbers you, seek their weakness and exploit it. If you outnumber the enemy, seek unequivocal domination and crush them. Marauders on the waterfront are supplied by sea.
General Goro, sir, do you have a verdict?
More or less. From the directives left behind by Her Excellency, we can surmise we could split into 2 teams. One to draw their... Then again, Madame Kokomi made clear that we are not to split up without sufficient forces.
Sir, shall I send for reinforcements?
I doubt there's time. Based on their movements, they'd like... Her Excellency's directives also stipulate that we should wait in ambush and avoid making the first move.
Sir, we're just gonna stand by and watch them leave?
Her Excellency's directives also state, help may...
Hey, Goro! What are you guys up to?
Captain, you've returned to Watatsumi Island.
That's great! Recently, the remnants of the Fatui forces have been unusually active. Unfortunately, we don't have the manpower to split into 2 teams.
Hard to say no when it's the Fatui.
Good. There's not a moment to lose. We'll go behind enemy lines and sabotage their ship. Watch yourselves. We'll be...
Seems like the Resistance still remembers us.
We were lucky to have you here. We'd have no way to prevent their escape without you.
What's that you're holding? Let Paimon see. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, no, not...
Are you serious?
Her Excellency always plans for every scenario. Plus, these are... Still, we're fortunate to have them.
Oh, understanding every eventuality sounds tiring enough.
Captain, are you back on Watatsumi Island to lead Swordfish 2 again? Her Excellency says that now is a time of peace. About half of us are still organized into task forces, supporting the platoon. Of course, not everyone's happy about it. The other day, an old buddy of mine was grumbling about being forced to build houses.
The spirit of the Resistance is alive. Anyway, we're here because Kokomi invited us to the victory feast.
I believe Her Excellency is currently at Boro Village. There were reports of a possible disturbance over there. If I'm not mistaken, we should probably get going ourselves. And, also, I'm sensing a growing unease among them, but they used to tell me all their concerns, but whatever this is...
Sounds good! Paimon was just ready when you are.
Wait, aren't you... Oh, it is you! I wasn't with Swordfish 2. Oh, you really gave it to... Is there anything you need from me? I'm at... in fairness, victory's to clip. I don't know what else it... And all the more so now that you're back.
What a nice guy. What?
I've definitely seen you somewhere before. Unsettled. Not that we're at peace.
Huh. See?
I don't understand. Exactly. Wait, for real? Positive. I knew it. Keep your voice...
Hey there! What you talking about?
Captain, you're back. Do you think we should tell the captain about what we were discussing? No, let's not mention it. I'm sure the captain would see where we're coming from, but... welcome back to what...
Her Excellency should be in the village at present.
Paimon.
You've been secretly supplying the Tenryou Commission with goods purchased on Watatsumi Island. I knew something was off about a Tenryou Commission merchant.
I'm innocent! Ha! You're as guilty as they come. Take him away.
Wait! Kokomi! There you are! Something's going down over here! You should take a look! Pronto!
Your Excellency! This merchant is suspected of criminal act. Our surveillance shows that in his whole time here, he has
I haven't!
That will do. Let's not let ourselves get too worked up here, shall we? Matsuda, Uchimura, I understand that you're concerned for the safety of Watatsumi Island. But before we make any decisions over whether this merchant is guilty or not, we must give him the chance to explain himself. If he's guilty, of course, there will be consequence. Excuse me, sir. As you know, my support...
Of course! I can, And why should we believe you? So what? That doesn't... And even if they did,
What? The Tenryo Commissioner? I suppose it is true.
What, the Tenryo? We met a representative of the Kujo clan recently, but
It has been brought to my attention, yes. We are scheduled to begin peace talks with the Tenryo Commission soon. The Kamisato clan has arranged for them to take place in a neutral. Kujo, Sara, and I will be accompanied by our guards. But just as arrangements for the peace talk, if that's the case, then the peace talks are likely a trap. Sir, are you quite certain?
Yes, it's the truth. I swear.
Very well. However,
Yes, of course.
Matsuda? Uchimura?
Well received, Your Ex.
Good. Now, Traveler, Captain of Swordfish Platoon Section 2, would you join me in the investigation? This must be the Fatui camp that the merchant was talking about. From the looks of it. Not by brute force. That our enemies in the light, while we are... Option 1. If we strike from above and take option 2. If we manage to discreetly set the gunpowder alight, they'd be caught completely off guard. Option 3. Use the environment against them.
wow, that's our...
That will depend on our assessment. A surprise attack from the air, with an explosion, we could rapidly reduce their numbers without a protracted battle. If we decide to take advantage of the environment, we should be prepared for a lengthy siege. All right. We'll draw them out first. I haven't had much chance. Still, not... Okay. Let's clear out the camp and find a... Excellent work.
All thanks to your genius tactics.
Actually, even the best winning a battle takes a concerted effort from everyone involved.
Now that you mention it, Paimon did... Hey!
I must admit, I wasn't expecting to find the Fatui laying low in a hilichurl camp. What's their objective? Let's scour the camp for evidence.
All right, time to take a... Kokomi! Kokomi! We found the merchant's stuff! Look!
I see. Oh, nothing. I just zoned out for a moment. Let's see here. Yes, these are the stolen goods, all right. Food, medicine, farming tools. All essential for post-war recovery. By contrast, it's doubtful in all likelihood.
He's hardly a saint. We're not just gonna give them back to him.
Don't worry. I had her in my recently issued post-war temp. If he had taken the time...
Kokomi, you think of everything!
I wish that were true. Take this the low energy...
Huh?
Nothing. Come on. It's not long now until the victory feast. It'll be a...
Got it!
My goods! Thank you, Your Excellency. You see, I told...
I'm not so sure. You c-
Based on the information we gathered from the... Had it been the case, then knowing how the Fatui operate...
but what if...
No ifs, no buts. We've recovered the goods.
Apologies.
Guess we got carried away.
What did I tell you? You army numbskulls don't have a clue. All brawn and no brains coming to...
Sir, I'm afraid you're getting ahead of yourself. You have already admitted to being the owner of these goods, so we are obliged to respond with appropriate measures.
Wait, Your Excellency, whose side are you on here?
I have no business taking sides. Just as merit must be recognized.
Wait a minute, but...
Well, don't just stand there. Take him away.
Your Excellency, he says all the goods belong to him. Those of a Tenryo Commission emblem are probably his, but not the rest. Especially these ones. They're clearly for shrine use.
It seems that... I know, that's...
Not at all, Your Excellency. But if I may, Your Excellency, I know the peace talks are coming up, so...
I understand your concern. I'll be sure to give it... I'm going to take these items back to the Sangonomiya shrine. You know, the earliest it was close to the but after she struck down our protector deity, the shrine was abandoned. Relations between Watatsumi Island and the shogunate have soured ever since. I've been hoping to raise all this at the peace talks and discuss it properly. Grievances have to be let go eventually.
Your Excellency, what brings you out this way on your bit? Oh my, you're looking a little worse for wear.
Thanks for your...
Your Excellency, I beg you, heed a word of advice. If we reconcile with them,
Come on, that's ancient history.
I know.
I appreciate your concerns.
Wonderful.
Your Excellency? Well, I'll be... fancy meeting you at a place like this. Do you know, my daughter's enrolled herself in the Shrine Ma- I'm always telling my daughter that if she can... I mean, just look at Her Excellency, still so...
Well, if she comes to Sangonomiya,
Your Excellency. Boy, am I glad you're here. As you know, agricultural output has taken a pretty big hit this year.
Your Excellency! Isn't this the captain of
Your Excellency!
Though, for the longer ones... Are you alright? This kind of thing is water off a duck's back for you.
Your Excellency, here you are. There's been a situation. We're still waiting on the delivery of a whole batch of
Oh! We retrieved those...
Really? That's fantastic! I sorted through all the petitions received recently and placed them on your... Also, according to the schedule, you're just...
That's today?
Yes, the two young ladies...
I see...
Yay! The victory feast! Just to be clear, we're talking...
That's the name of the cake.
Great! See... Huh. Kokomi isn't here yet. That's weird. She doesn't seem like the type to show up late to things. Let's wait a little longer. How is she still not here? Do you think she... Let's go ask that soldier over there.
Are you looking for Her Excellency? I'm afraid she isn't here at the moment.
So strange.
Not necessarily. Let me see. The footnote stipulates that this only, as far as I'm concerned...
Kokomi really does think... Kokomi! So this is where you ran off to. We were gonna meet up and get things ready for the victory feast today. What happened?
It's you. I apologize. I'm not feeling my usual self today.
You got sick? We'll go find a doctor right away!
No. It's nothing like that. It's just... my energy is completely spent.
You run on energy? You mean you're like a ruin guard?
No, it's just a figure of speech. You noticed? I guess I haven't quite mastered the ability to hide how I'm feeling. To be honest, I'm not really cut out to be a leader. At first, my dream was to read up on military strategy and perhaps become an advisor. Constantly communicating with people, trying to retain their morale, having to read between the lines, making sure everyone gets the recognition they deserve. It's such hard work. You're somehow supposed to make people feel wonderful, just from being in your presence, while also commanding their respect. It doesn't come naturally to me. And truth be told, it's something I never wanted for myself. But because of my bloodline. So, whenever I feel overwhelmed, don't worry, it doesn't affect my work. I have to make a speech tonight. And I mustn't give the troops any reason to suspect that something could be wrong.
Is there anything we can do to help?
I should be feeling energized again soon if I hold off on work for a little longer. I was reading a book last time I was here, but I only got about halfway through.
We'll find it for you, and then we'll read it out to you to help you recover.
You do that? I'm really lucky you came back to Watatsumi Island.
Whoa, look at... So does Kokomi make time to deal with these even when she's resting? Sangonomiya events cash flow statement. This is a lot of work for one person. Let's track down that book and help her feel like herself again. Swordfish Captain...
That's just, give it here.
Guess that was the wrong one. It's gotta be this one. Look, there's even a bookmark. Ooh, it's pretty done. Well, let's... Kokomi!
Yes, that's the one. Thank you.
Kokomi? Kokomi! Oh no, she's fallen asleep. Tonight's the victory feast. Not the... You sure that's a good idea? She does look pretty exhausted.
Avoid disaster. Protect peace at all costs. The war's over. Things are slowly getting better. Oh, did you see? What time is it? Did I fall asleep?
Yep, you've been out for ages. It's nearly time for the feast.
I can't believe it got so late. I haven't slept that peacefully in so long. That's gotta be... Thank you. Well, we better get ourselves over there.
Woohoo! Kokomi's back to...
It looks like everything's in place for the feast. But I still need to give a quick speech before the festivities
Oh!
Don't worry, I've got plenty. Thanks to you two, I recovered more quickly than usual.
That's great! We'll be rooting for you!
Welcome, everyone! Today is the day that we celebrate our victory. Recently, our war with the Shogun's army came to an end, and we finally saw the abolition of the Vision Hunt Decree. None of us can know what the Inazuma of the future will look like. But tomorrow, I meet with the Tenryou Commission for peace talks. I give you my word that I will strive for peace for Watatsumi Island once and for all. Thank you all for your valiant efforts throughout. Truly, it is only through those efforts that we have been able to prevail in this trying war. This feast is held in honor of each and every one of you gathered here today. I hope all of you get to relax and enjoy our hard-won victory. Tonight seems to have gone off without a hitch. I'm so glad it's all going smoothly. People tend to be more open when they're in a good mood. Could I ask you to go around and see what information you can gather? I still have no further leads regarding the issue of potential collusion between the Tenryou Commission and the Fatui, and I'm concerned that something might happen at tomorrow's peace talks.
Okay, sure. We'll go ask...
Watatsumi Island is recently... Well, the biggest thing for us is during the hostilities, the open sea was full of warships. When the catch wasn't good, we'd all go hungry. We'd go to bed ravenous and be tossing and turning. I hear you're...
Oh, no.
Come on, take it.
Okay, well,
Hey there. Care for some... Are you referring... It's funny you should say that the soldier... He's been acting strange these days. It's a miracle. Sorry, I'm afraid
Sounds promising.
Huh? You actually came...
Nuh-uh.
Zach, do you remember what the most important thing is? You got that right. So I'm gonna put you... I'll answer your question.
What do you think?
We'll see it. You're a strong fighter. You really do have a warrior's will. then maybe you can understand. Captain, we made it up.
What? Poor Kokomi's been what the heck were you thinking? This could send you right back into work.
Yes, that peace talks was to stop the Tenryo Commission. We are the we can't trust the Tenryo Commission. Surely you agree with—
His point does— yeah, everything— Are you seriously willing—
Don't take that tone with me. For the sake of victory, you'd have me just put down my weapon every time I I guess you're not one of us. Well, whatever.
Too late? Darn. What are we gonna— So, we found out a few things. The whole thing about the Tenryo Commission colluding with the Fatui is baloney. They wanted the peace talks to break down so that they could carry on fighting the war.
I see. I'm fine. Don't worry. This is my fault. If only I think I understand what Kozan means when he says it's the talks don't begin until tomorrow. But I highly suspect that one of Kozan's pro-war co-conspirators—
Well, that's no good.
That won't work. Firstly, it would almost certainly push the pro-war faction into taking action. Not to mention that we have—
Sounds like a really tricky situation.
Don't let it worry you. These soldiers crossed the line, but let's meet here again. Well, here. These are some directives I took the liberty of writing.
Whoa. Let's see. Fierce dispute. Wow. There's—
Glad to hear it. But any amount of— As the divine priestess of Watatsumi Island. Excellent. It's been a while, Kujo-Sara. I believe the last time we met was on the battlefield.
Yes, where you dealt my forces quite the devastating blow. But before we go any further, what are you doing here?
That's right. She's here to bear witness to the proceedings. She experienced the war between us firsthand and has made an enormous contribution towards securing the peace we have today.
Seems reasonable. Then let's get straight into it. The first item is the Maritime Administration issue. We intend to remove these restrictions.
That's fine, but if they're paying taxes, they should also be entitled to protection from the Tenryo Commission while in your waters. Any losses they sustain due to issues of public security will need to be compensated by the Tenryo Commission.
Accepted. Let's add that to the peace treaty.
Negotiations seem to be—
The next item has to do with the movement of— In the past, our people have been subjected to lengthy interrogations on arrival in Watatsumi. Economic cooperation between our islands has suffered greatly as a consequence. Few merchants are now willing to engage in inter-island commerce. Since the war is now over, I propose that we have the Yashiro Commission appoint a business council to oversee trade between our two islands.
The problem there is that trade is a reciprocal affair.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Watatsumi Island facing severe shortages of many essential goods at the moment?
True, we're experiencing some shortages, but we will recover in due course. Between the diverse range of goods we can produce ourselves and our strong trade links with other areas, we are capable of— Not to mention that your proposal would require separate talks with the Kamisato clan, if they've yet—
Let's leave that aside for now then. On to the military question. Watatsumi Island's forces will need to come back under the jurisdiction of the Tenryo Commission.
That just isn't feasible. Not in the short term, at least.
With all due respect, feasibility doesn't come into it.
You Kujo scum! Colluding with the Fatui isn't low enough for you already! Comrades, never trust the Kujo! Let's get them!
Protect Madame Kujo!
Number 16. No, wait, 67? Or is it 73? Which one is it? Kokomi! Which scenario number is this in the directives?
The last one, but hold off for the moment. Stand down, Tadakatsu! The situation has changed. Please stand by for further orders. Rest assured, I am fully aware of your concerns, but I will deal with the situation from here. Madam Kujo, this is rather serious. I believe you owe Watatsumi Island an explanation.
Excuse me for a moment. Nobody makes another move until I have finished investigating. You two, here, now! Speak! Collusion with the Fatui? Is this true?
I wouldn't exactly call it collusion as such.
We were approached by a few Fatui. At the time, I felt like we could give it a try.
But we were extremely careful. With respect, ma'am, there was no collusion.
That's enough. When we return, there will be consequences. Might I remind you that this is the Fatui? You should be having no interaction with them whatsoever.
The Fatui's main forces have already left Inazuma. The few who approached us seemed like they wanted to settle a score for their boss.
Oh, her subordinates. One day, I will hunt them down. We bear responsibility for this issue. My sincere apologies. I have my own negligence to blame for this state of affairs.
But of course, Madam Kujo. For the time being, however, there is evidently some discord within the Tenryou Commission's ranks.
It seems that I must acquiesce. I will lay this issue aside for now. As for the trade issues we raised,
Seems like Kujo-Sara's on the defensive now.
I never knew the grand strategist of Watatsumi Island was a skilled negotiator, as well as a formidable commander. I hope that when we meet again, we can continue these sit-down discussions. I think we can leave things there for today.
I should inform you that we took out a Fatui camp recently. I recommend you say and do nothing on the matter for the time being, lest you tip them off and they disappear.
I will bear this in mind. I shall take my leave now.
Your Excellency,
Let's discuss it after we get back.
Your Excellency, you knew?
I have already been informed you believe the Tenryou Commission to be untrustworthy. Fortunately,
But Your Excellency, I want to keep fighting.
I understand your sentiments. During the war, there were highs, and that you saw nothing of the countless others who will remember the war quite differently. Watatsumi Island's people yearn for peace because they have long since given all they had to the war effort.
I
understand, I do. It was largely an oversight on my part.
It's not your fault, Your Excellent. Either way, we are ready.
Very well. Then I hereby declare that as of today, I am founding a new secret corps of the army. This division will be responsible for keeping Watatsumi Island safe and secure. You and your comrades will all be welcome to join. But be warned, the training will be grueling.
Your Excellency, what are you saying?
I have concluded from today's peace talks that the Kujo clan cannot achieve absolute peace and stability in the near future. It is right that Watatsumi Island moves towards peace. I don't want to hear from any of you again until all of you can take on 2 shogunate samurai at a time.
Thank you, Your
All right, dismissed. Go and report to General Goro. And if there is...
Yes, ma'am. From now on, we will focus on our train. Thank you for this opportunity.
I think that's finally everything in hand. I can feel my energy levels starting to drop. Thank you for everything. With your help, peace has been restored on Watatsumi Island once more. Recovering. Today was a reminder that I don't cope well in situations with lots of people. I think I might get Goro to handle the negotiations next time. Do you think so? In the past, I was concerned only with winning the war, but I realize now that wasn't going far enough. I have a long way to go. In short, I've still got some maturing to do.